Good afternoon, traders. It's Bill Baruch with Blue Line Futures, and this is the FX Rundown. You have the ECB tomorrow. Right now, you have equity markets in turmoil, and you're seeing some risk off, but really the dollar isn't escalating higher than it was earlier today. The euro got hit overnight on flash PMIs missing, Brexit worries, Italian budget worries, so the euro was hit hard, you got the pound down hard. Ultimately, though, you didn't see that really escalate. The dollar index, it's right at near its peak, almost near 96.5. It's the high from August, just as the euro is down near that low from August at 114. Watch this level. Now, you get a weak session like this, finishing near the lows, or within earshot of those lows, you're likely going to get that low taken out or tested very hard. So be ready for that tomorrow. There's no reason for the ECB to take a hawkish turn, especially with such uncertainty on Italy. Mario Draghi himself, coming from Italy, it's going to be up to him to take a more hard stance. He's going to be asked questions on this. But you could see him really be a little more dovish to support the markets in general, to stop some bleeding if there is. Look for that tomorrow, and that could weigh on the euro. But at the same time, one of the bigger events that nobody's talking about really is new Vice Chair Clarida. He talks tomorrow at, I think it's 11:15 a.m. Central Time. His comments are going to be critical. You know, he is appointed, as are the other governors and Fed Chair, by President Trump. And he's President Trump, even just this morning, critical of Powell hiking rates. So maybe we see a different voice coming from the new vice chair tomorrow. Look for that. You know, see what Powell had said recently, where they may need to overshoot neutral in hiking rates. You know, there isn't the type of substance behind doing that. You're not really seeing the inflation. CPI, in fact, has missed the last 2 months in a row. So a new voice, somebody that doesn't have to prove himself from being doubted by the president, can come in here and actually take that dovish turn. So if we see the euro lower early on because of Mario Draghi, you could actually see a reversal before the end of the session. In fact, that's what we were looking for. Look for what we call Pac-Man. Go down there, take out that low in the euro, go up there, take out that high in the dollar. When that happens, those should bring the buying opportunities in the euro and the sell opportunities in the dollar. You have to be careful of your timing there, and you don't need to pick a bottom or pick a top. Look for the turn, and you also want to pay attention to what that vice chair says tomorrow. It's be pretty critical. You have confidence data coming out of Germany early on. The data has been bad. As I said earlier, the flash PMIs missed. This morning, confidence data has not been good over the most recent read, but this climate read, it's going to be critical as it leads in. It's going to just set the tone early, and then you go into the U.S. hours, durable goods orders. You also have weekly jobless claims. So a lot of this is going to move the markets. Look for the data, as well. Housing data has been poor recently. You had the poor housing data the back half of last week. You had the new home sales missed today. That dragged on the equity market, dragged on sentiment. It stopped the dollar from going up. You have pending home sales tomorrow as the last piece of data coming out. So watch all of this. But again, that vice chair could be a big turning point for the market. It's going to move things. Now moving on to the yen, he did see a bid, safe haven bid, but it did not get out above that first resistance level. Watch for the yen tomorrow. If the dollar starts to weaken and stocks are still sitting heavy, the yen could really capitalize on that. So watch for that. But if the yen turns down, you don't want to see a new low in the week in the yen, accelerated selling. We are neutral. We don't really see an edge either way, but the yen could be a good one to use in reaction to the markets. And then for the commodity currencies, the Canadian dollar, the Bank of Canada did hike rates today. This was expected. We talked about it earlier this week through the FX Rundown. We were bullish on the Canadian. We said look to buy it against the trend line. It's responded, but given the risk-off sentiment, you're starting to see that a big tail in the session. This worries us in the near term, but does not in the long term, as we do think the U.S. dollar will weaken. Watch tomorrow's close. You don't want to see the Canadian give all of today's gains back. And then as for the Aussie, a poor session, down about a quarter of a penny. It's facing head-on that low, the lowest level since February of 2016. That recent low is there at 70.45. Watch that, but it's overall the risk sentiment. Copper did trade off its high today, left the tail, but did not sell off the way that the S&P did. partly because the S&P accelerated selling late in the session. But watch copper tonight. It's going to be a good pulse. How Asia treats copper is a good pulse for the Aussie dollar as well. Give us a call. We're here to help. We're here to talk about anything on the board. 312-278-0500. You can email us info@bluelinefutures.com. You can check our website for updates, and you can sign up for a free trial of our research there. But remember, futures trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Thank you.